10 Foods the Amish Stockpile That Never Expire. Have you ever walked into a grocery store, seen those packed shelves, and wondered, how long would all of this last if something unexpected happened? What if a storm, a power outage, or even just rising prices made fresh food hard to get? Would your family be ready? If you're someone who carefully budgets your grocery trips, looks for the best deals, and wants to make sure your pantry is stocked with foods that last, then this video is for you. Maybe you're a busy parent juggling work and family, someone who loves to plan ahead, or just a smart shopper who hates wasting food. Whatever your reason, knowing which foods never expire and how to store them properly can save you money, time, and stress. The Amish have been living a self-sufficient lifestyle for generations, relying on simple yet highly effective ways to preserve food without modern refrigeration. Their secret? Stocking up on the right foods, ones that stay fresh, are packed with nutrients, and can last for years, even decades. And guess what? You don't have to live on a farm or give up modern conveniences to learn from their wisdom. In this video, we're breaking down 10 essential foods that you should always keep in your pantry, foods that never expire and can keep your family well fed no matter what. These aren't just survival foods, they're smart choices for everyday life. Perfect for stretching your grocery budget, cutting down on food waste, and always having backup essentials on hand. Stick with me until the end, because some of these might surprise you, and I'll also share some bonus tips on how to store them for maximum freshness. Ready to make your kitchen future-proof? Let's get started. Now, let's start with one of the most incredible foods you can have in your pantry, raw honey. And when I say incredible, I mean it. This isn't just a sweetener, it's practically a miracle food. If you're someone who loves to find smart, long-lasting ingredients that add both flavor and health benefits to your kitchen, honey is a must-have. Maybe you're a busy parent looking for a natural alternative to processed sugar. Or perhaps you're the kind of shopper who likes to stock up on essentials that won't go bad. Either way, honey is one of the smartest choices you can make. Here's the amazing part. Honey never expires. That's right. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are still perfectly edible after thousands of years. How is that even possible? Well, honey is naturally low in moisture and packed with antibacterial properties, which means bacteria simply can't survive in it. But that's not all. Honey is more than just a sweet treat, it's a natural medicine. Got a sore throat? A spoonful of honey can help soothe it. Need a quick energy boost? Honey provides natural sugars without the crash of processed sweets. Plus, raw honey contains antioxidants and enzymes that support digestion and boost immunity. Of course, not all honey is created equal. If you want the best quality, go for raw, unfiltered honey. This retains all the beneficial enzymes and nutrients that are often lost in processed versions. And the best part? You can find it in almost any grocery store or farmer's market. For long-term storage, keep honey in a sealed glass jar in a cool, dark place. If it crystallizes over time, don't worry. That's completely normal. Just place the jar in warm water, and it'll return to its smooth, golden form. So, whether you're using it in tea, baking, cooking, or even for home remedies, honey is one pantry essential you'll never regret stocking up on. And remember, unlike sugar or artificial sweeteners, honey lasts forever, making it a smart choice for any household. Now that we've covered honey, let's move on to something a little more filling, dried beans. And trust me, if you've ever looked for a nutrient-packed, budget-friendly, and long-lasting food, beans should be at the top of your list. Think about it. How often do you find a high-protein, high-fiber food that can sit in your pantry for 30 years or more and still be just as nutritious as the day you bought it? That's the magic of dried beans. If you're the kind of person who hates throwing away spoiled food, beans are a lifesaver. Unlike fresh vegetables or even canned goods, dried beans don't go bad if stored correctly. No mold, no strange smells, no waste, just pure, reliable nutrition waiting to be used whenever you need it. And let's not forget versatility. Whether you're cooking a warm bowl of chili, a hearty soup, or a simple rice and beans dish, dried beans are filling, affordable, and packed with protein, making them a perfect choice for anyone trying to feed a family on a budget or just eat healthier without spending a fortune. But here's the thing. not all beans are the same when it comes to storage. The best varieties for long-term keeping? Black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, and lentils. They all contain high levels of protein and fiber, and when stored properly, they'll last for decades. So, how do you store them the right way? The key is keeping them dry and airtight. If you want them to last as long as possible, store them in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers or airtight food-grade buckets in a cool, dark place. This prevents moisture and pests from ruining your stockpile. And if you're worried about how to cook dried beans, don't be. It's easier than you think. Just soak them overnight to reduce cooking time and improve digestion. Then cook them in a pressure cooker or slow cooker for a delicious, nutritious meal. At the end of the day, dried beans are one of the smartest foods you can keep in your kitchen. They're nutritious, incredibly cheap, and they last forever. So next time you're at the store, grab a few extra bags. You'll thank yourself later. Alright, now that we've covered beans, let's move on to another pantry essential that's both affordable and practically indestructible: white rice. If there's one food that almost every culture around the world relies on, it's rice. And for a good reason. It's cheap, versatile, and incredibly long-lasting. But not all rice is created equal when it comes to long-term storage. If you're looking for something that can sit in your pantry for decades without spoiling, white rice is your best bet. Think about it. How many times have you needed a quick, easy, and filling meal? Whether it's stir-fry, soup, or just a simple rice and beans dish, white rice is one of the most affordable ways to stretch a meal and keep your family full. If you're someone who likes to buy in bulk to save money, this is one of the smartest foods to stock up on. But here's where it gets even better. Unlike brown rice, which contains natural oils that cause it to go rancid after just a few months, white rice can last up to 30 years if stored properly. That's right, 30 years. Imagine buying a 50-pound bag of rice today and still having perfectly good rice decades later. Now that's what I call a smart investment. Of course, the secret to keeping rice fresh for that long is proper storage. If you want to maximize its shelf life, store it in airtight containers, mylar bags, or food-grade buckets with oxygen absorbers. Keep it in a cool, dark place, away from moisture and pests. Done right, your rice will be as fresh as the day you bought it, even years later. And let's not forget how versatile rice is. You can serve it with meats, vegetables, beans, you name it. It's an essential base for thousands of dishes, making it one of the best foods to have on hand during any situation. So, if you're looking for a budget-friendly, no-waste, long-lasting food that can feed your whole family, white rice should definitely be in your cart the next time you go grocery shopping. It's an absolute staple for smart shoppers who want to save money and always have a reliable food source on hand. And speaking of foods that never expire, let's talk about another kitchen essential that's not just for cooking, but also for preserving food, cleaning, and even health benefits. Up next, vinegar. Now, if you're serious about long-lasting pantry essentials, vinegar is something you absolutely need in your home. And here's why: it's not just a cooking ingredient. It's a food preservative, a natural cleaner, and even a home remedy. Talk about versatility. If you're someone who hates food waste and loves finding affordable, multi-purpose products, vinegar is a game changer. Maybe you use it for pickling vegetables, or perhaps you've tried it for cleaning your kitchen countertops. Either way, this is one item that never expires and always has a place in your household. Let's start with food. White vinegar and apple cider vinegar are both incredible for preserving fruits and vegetables. Pickling isn't just for cucumbers. You can pickle onions, carrots, beets, and even eggs to extend their shelf life and create delicious, tangy flavors. If you like the idea of stocking up on fresh produce but hate how quickly it spoils, vinegar lets you keep those foods around much longer. But it doesn't stop there. Vinegar is also a powerful natural cleaner. If you've ever used it to remove stains, deodorize your fridge, or even freshen up laundry, you know how effective it is. Unlike many household cleaners, vinegar is non-toxic, cheap, and lasts forever. That's a win-win for both your wallet and your home. And let's not forget about health benefits. Apple cider vinegar, in particular, has been used for centuries as a natural remedy. Some people drink it daily to help regulate blood sugar, improve digestion, and even boost immunity. While more research is still being done, many people swear by its benefits. So, how do you store it? The best part is, it doesn't need any special care. Just keep it in a sealed bottle at room temperature, away from direct sunlight. That's it. No refrigeration, no fancy storage tricks, just pure simplicity and long-term reliability. At the end of the day, vinegar is one of those hidden gems that's affordable, useful, and practically indestructible. Whether you're using it for cooking, preserving, cleaning, or even personal care, this is one pantry staple that truly does it all. And speaking of foods that never expire, let's move on to something that's not just good for long-term storage but also gives you a nutrient-packed start to your day: rolled oats. Now, let's talk about something that's not just long-lasting but also nutritious, versatile, and perfect for any time of the day: rolled oats. If you're looking for a food that can keep you full, boost your health, and stay fresh for decades, oats should definitely be in your pantry. For those of you who love a good breakfast but don't always have time to cook, oats are a lifesaver. They're quick, easy, and packed with fiber, protein, and essential nutrients like magnesium and iron. Whether you like them as classic oatmeal, baked into granola, or even blended into smoothies, oats are one of the most versatile and budget-friendly foods you can buy. But what makes them so great for long-term storage? It all comes down to their low moisture content and the fact that they're a whole grain. If you store them properly, in airtight containers or mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, they can last 25 years or more. That means buying oats in bulk isn't just a great way to save money. It's also a way to future-proof your kitchen. And here's the thing, oats aren't just for breakfast. You can use them in baking, as a thickener for soups and stews, or even to make oat flour for gluten-free recipes. If you love finding simple, affordable ways to eat healthy, oats are a must-have. Now, some people wonder, should I get rolled oats or steel-cut oats? The answer depends on what you're looking for. Rolled oats cook faster and have a softer texture, making them great for quick meals. Steel-cut oats take longer to cook but have a chewier texture and slightly more fiber. Both last a long time, so it's really just personal preference. At the end of the day, rolled oats are one of the smartest foods to stockpile. They're cheap, they last for decades, and they're one of the easiest ways to get a nutritious meal without spending a lot of time or money. And speaking of smart food choices, up next is something that can replace fresh milk in your recipes and last for years without refrigeration: powdered milk. Now, let's talk about something that might not be on your grocery list every week, but absolutely should be in your pantry for long-term storage: powdered milk. Think about how often we rely on milk. It's in coffee, cereal, baking, cooking, almost everything. But fresh milk spoils fast. And if there's ever a time when you can't get to the store, you'll wish you had a backup. That's where powdered milk comes in. It gives you all the nutrition and versatility of regular milk, but with a shelf life of up to 20 years. If you're someone who loves to be prepared, hates food waste, or just wants to save money, powdered milk is a smart investment. You don't have to worry about it going bad in a week like fresh milk does. You can store it away and use it only when you need it, without ever wasting a single drop. And here's the best part, it's easy to use. Just mix it with water, and you have instant milk for drinking, baking, or cooking. Whether you need it for a recipe, a cup of coffee, or even just to stretch your fresh milk supply, it's an easy and cost-effective alternative. Now, some people might wonder, does powdered milk taste the same as fresh milk? The answer is, it depends. If you get high-quality powdered milk and mix it well, it's very close to the real thing. And if you're using it in baking or cooking, you won't even notice the difference. For storage, the key is keeping it in a cool, dry place. If you want it to last the full 20 years, store it in airtight containers, mylar bags, or food-grade buckets with oxygen absorbers. That will keep it fresh and ready whenever you need it. At the end of the day, powdered milk is one of those underrated pantry staples that every smart shopper should have. It's cheap, convenient, and lasts forever, making it a great way to save money and always be prepared. And speaking of smart food choices, next up is something that has been used for centuries as a survival food: hardtack. Now, This next food might not be something you see in every grocery store, but it's been a survival staple for centuries: hardtack. If you've never heard of it before, imagine a cracker that lasts for decades. That's hardtack. It's made from just flour, water, and salt, baked until it's rock hard and nearly impossible to spoil. That might not sound exciting, but when it comes to long-term food storage, it's one of the most reliable foods you can have. Soldiers, sailors, and pioneers all relied on hardtack because it was cheap, easy to make, and lasted forever. And guess what? It's still just as useful today. If you're someone who likes to be prepared for anything, minimize food waste, or just have a backup food source, hardtack is a smart addition to your pantry. It's lightweight, easy to store, and can last for decades if kept dry. Now, let's be honest, hardtack isn't the most exciting thing to eat. If you try to bite into it straight out of storage, you might feel like you're chewing on a rock. But there's a trick to eating it the right way. Soak it in soup, stew, or even coffee, and it softens up, becoming a filling, energy-packed meal. Some people even spread butter, honey, or jam on it to add a little flavor. Making your own hardtack is super easy. Just mix flour, water, and salt, roll it out, cut it into squares, and bake it at a low temperature until it's completely dry. Once cooled, store it in an airtight container, and you've got a food that can outlast almost anything. At the end of the day, hardtack isn't about fancy flavors, it's about practicality. It's one of the simplest, cheapest, and longest-lasting foods you can make, and it's a great emergency backup for any household. And speaking of pantry staples that can stand the test of time, up next is an ingredient that's been used for centuries to preserve food and enhance flavor: salt. Now, let's talk about something so simple, yet so essential, that it has been used for thousands of years: salt. If you've ever stocked up on seasonings, you know that salt isn't just about flavor. It's one of the oldest and most effective food preservatives in history. Before refrigeration, people relied on salt to preserve meats, fish, and vegetables, allowing them to store food for months, or even years, without it spoiling. And here's the best part: salt never expires. If you're the type of person who likes to keep a well-stocked kitchen, hates wasting food, or just wants to be prepared for anything, having a good supply of salt is a smart move. It's cheap, easy to store, and has endless uses. Of course, you probably already use salt every day, for seasoning meals, enhancing flavors, and even baking. But did you know it can also be used for curing meats, fermenting vegetables, and even preserving cheese? If you ever find yourself in a situation where fresh food is hard to come by, knowing how to use salt for food preservation can make all the difference. And it doesn't stop there. Salt is also great for household and emergency uses. It can help clean kitchen surfaces, remove stains, de-ice sidewalks in winter, and even be used as an electrolyte booster when mixed with water. It's one of those must-have ingredients that goes far beyond just cooking. So, how should you store it? The good news is, salt is one of the easiest things to stockpile. Just keep it in an airtight container in a dry place, and it will literally last forever. You can also choose from different varieties like table salt, sea salt, kosher salt, or Himalayan salt, depending on your preference. At the end of the day, salt is one of the most valuable and versatile staples in any pantry. It's an essential for cooking, preserving, and everyday household needs, making it one of the smartest and most practical foods to stock up on. And if you're looking for another long-lasting, nutritious food that will satisfy your sweet tooth while staying fresh for years, then you're going to love what's next: dried fruits. Now, let's move on to something a little sweeter: dried fruits. If you're the type of person who loves a quick, healthy snack, dried fruits are one of the best options. They're packed with vitamins, fiber, and natural sugars, giving you a burst of energy without the need for refrigeration. Unlike fresh fruit, which spoils in just a few days, dried fruits can last for years when stored properly. That means no more throwing out overripe bananas or moldy strawberries. You'll always have a nutritious snack on hand whenever you need it. And let's talk about variety. From raisins, apricots, and dates to mangoes, apples, and blueberries, dried fruits keep their flavor and nutrients long after they've been picked. If you have kids who love sweets but you want healthier alternatives, Dried fruit is a great way to satisfy cravings without artificial sugars. But here's the key: proper storage. To keep dried fruits fresh for as long as possible, store them in airtight containers or vacuum-sealed bags in a cool, dark place. If you really want to extend their shelf life, freeze-dried fruits are an even better option, as they can last 25+ years without losing nutrients. And dried fruits aren't just for snacking. You can add them to oatmeal, mix them into yogurt, bake them into muffins, or even rehydrate them for cooking. They're lightweight, nutritious, and packed with natural sweetness, making them a perfect food for long-term storage. At the end of the day, dried fruits are one of the easiest and healthiest ways to keep fruit in your diet all year round. They're delicious, long-lasting, and full of energy-boosting nutrients, making them a smart choice for every household. And speaking of foods that never spoil, let's talk about something that's been used in kitchens for centuries, a cooking fat that can last for years without refrigeration: ghee. Now, let's move on to something that's been a kitchen essential for centuries: ghee. If you love cooking with butter but hate how fast it spoils, then ghee is the perfect solution. Unlike regular butter, which goes bad quickly if not refrigerated, ghee can last for years, even without being refrigerated. That's because ghee is clarified butter, meaning all the water and milk solids have been removed, leaving behind pure butterfat. Without moisture, bacteria can't grow, and that's why ghee has an incredibly long shelf life. If you're someone who enjoys rich flavors, loves versatile ingredients, or wants a healthy alternative to traditional butter, ghee is a must-have in your pantry. It has a deep, nutty flavor that makes everything taste better, from frying and baking to spreading on warm toast. And the best part? Ghee isn't just about flavor, it's also packed with healthy fats, vitamins A, D, E, and K, and doesn't contain lactose, making it a great option for people with dairy sensitivities. If you want to store ghee for the long haul, just keep it in an airtight container in a cool, dark place. No refrigeration needed. If stored properly, it can last for years without losing its quality. At the end of the day, ghee is one of the best cooking fats you can keep in your kitchen. It's flavorful, shelf-stable, and packed with nutrients, making it a brilliant alternative to butter, especially if you want something that will never go bad. And that wraps up our list. But before you go, let's quickly recap the 10 essential foods that never expire and why they're a smart choice for every household. So, there you have it. 10 essential foods that never expire, making them the perfect additions to your pantry. Whether you're someone who loves meal planning, enjoys finding the best deals at the grocery store, or simply wants to be prepared for any situation, these foods are smart choices that will save you money, reduce waste, and keep your kitchen stocked for years to come. If you've ever had to throw away spoiled food or stress over last-minute grocery runs, then you know how frustrating it can be. But by keeping honey, dried beans, white rice, vinegar, oats, powdered milk, hardtack, salt, dried fruits, and ghee in your pantry, you'll always have nutritious, long-lasting ingredients ready to go whenever you need them. And let's be real, we're all looking for practical ways to save time and money in our daily lives. Maybe you're a busy parent trying to plan meals for your family, or someone who hates wasting food and wants to shop smarter. No matter your situation, having these non-perishable essentials on hand gives you peace of mind and convenience, something we could all use a little more of. Now, before you go, let me ask you, which of these foods do you already have in your pantry? And are there any that surprised you? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, it really helps the channel. And if you love smart shopping tips, kitchen hacks, and practical ways to make life easier, subscribe to Smart Choice, Easy Life, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.